Welcome back to the channel, you guys. This is Jay from Team DMA. So I'm going to be doing something new that I haven't been doing on this new channel. I'll leave a on the post, on the voting post, I'll leave a vote over there to see if you guys want me to bring the market watch back. There was a few people that had suggested to bring it back, so this is why I'm doing it today. But if you guys want to see more market value, if you know my channel, we solely target Dark Magician and Dark Magician related cards only. There's a lot of cards, but I mainly do Dark Magician only, as everybody who follows me should already know that. If you guys want me to do outside cards or from different engines or stuff like that, I guess we could do a different vote for that. But for now, and what I'm usually accustomed to, is always Dark Magician related. So right here, as you can see, it says Yugi's Dark Magician deck, but in reality it's more like just the Dark Magician deck. And there's been a lot of complaint in the Dark Magician fan base and player base that play the DM deck, and it has a lot to do with the Dark Magician deck not being able to keep up with like top tier decks. And it's something that I've been telling you guys for quite some years. It's been going on for about 2 years that the Yu-Gi-Oh scene is like really broken, and people don't really want to admit it. And there's a lot of people who hide it, that they can't win any duels. But then, you know, like they say, the truth will set you free, and eventually the truth will come out, and it does. And people are just leaving Yu-Gi-Oh overall. They're just leaving. They're leaving the Dark Magician. They're just mad because it isn't an attack on nobody. It's just the simple facts. You know, don't hate the messenger. I'm just reporting on the facts. And there's a lot of famous YouTubers that are saying the same thing. This isn't just some weird random thought that I have. This is just based all on facts, based on the community, based on the reality of things. And people are just leaving left and right, up and down, from the Dark Magician scene and venturing out to different profiles and whatnot, because the Dark Magician that cannot keep up. And I'm here to encourage the community, and I test a lot of engines and a lot of ways to play DM, and I can tell when somebody's lying and they're not, because when I go against top tiers, I can tell if I can win, or I can't keep up. And I can tell you what engines works, which ones don't. And to be honest, we're gonna be getting into the prices, the market watch, but it's gonna be touching also on some goodies on what you wanna be buying to put into the Dark Magician going forward, to make it relevant, and so that you don't have to cry or lose all your duels. So let's take a look at some of the cards that are being sold. They're going to be talking about prices, and we'll try to go quick through this video, so stick around. So one of the first things to look at off the top of the bat, you know, like just something that's it's a must, would be Dueling Mirrors and the new product that came out. It was coming out, but it's already out for sale as we speak. You can find it everywhere in the market, anywhere where they sell Yu-Gi-Oh! It's already out, your local stores and whatnot. And here are some of the cards that you have available that were out of the price range out of people. And I'm gonna be talking about some of them, but not all of them. But let's try to get through it. So if you see up here at the very top, Grand Guignol, so that one, I think it was like 15-20 bucks to a point, but right now, because of the reprint and all that, they're sitting somewhere around, I think, like $5 to $8. You could get them cheaper. And then you have Quim. Yeah, people remember how expensive it was before. I think it was above $50. Now they're going down to about $8. I've been seeing prices range for like 5 to 10, but I have been seeing it for about $8. And then you have the Dispatter. Dispatter is an interesting card for negation, but the interesting part about it is the fluctuation it has is like wild. It's gone upwards of like 40 bucks, and it's gone all the way down to like $7. And it's strange, because I remember when I got the card, it was like $7, and then after like 2-3 weeks, I resold the card for $35. So it's a little bizarre for the card. High demand and then low demand is just weird. But with the reprints, you know, it's back to like $5-7. You're gonna want to pick it up. And then after that is gonna be Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel seeing a pretty high, hefty price of seeing somewhere around $80 to $90 at a point, but The card gradually went down a little bit to about 40, 50. I think when they barely came out, they were like 35, 40, something like that. But luckily, with this reprints, Chaos Angel seeing the lowest price that I've seen it at, because all of these prices are the lowest that I see on the market. So you want to get them cheaper than that or at that price. And there's no telling a lot of these cards if they're gonna go up or down. So you're just gonna have to take a gamble, because the worst case scenario for everybody would be you wait to get the card and it goes up, and then what's the point of having a reprint if you have to pay the same amount as if it didn't have it? Like if the card was like $50, it has a reprint, it's $5, you don't buy it, and then you wait till it's $50, then you really lose out on the bargain. It's not a good idea financially. So here the Chaos Angel, I have seen price points of $15, and don't buy anything above 20. And to be honest with you, I would advise people to stay around the 15 mark. Now, is this card gonna go down or up? Nobody has no clue. A lot of people like to lie, and some people just speculate, but they're always wrong. The reality is you don't know. What you know is the card has been the lowest it has, and 15 for a Chaos Angel. If you know how to use Chaos Angel, $15 is a good price point. If the card ends up going to 10, it'll still retain the $15 value, because it's a good card. It's a pretty broken card if you know how to play it. Let's see. After that, we have Diabell Star. So Diabell Star started somewhere around the 18-20 mark, then it skyrocketed to about $30 to $40. Well, with this reprint, the card is back to about 15 to 20. I wouldn't be surprised if the card went down a little bit, because with the population of the cards coming out, there's going to be a lot of copies, and the card could be like $12, $10. But I mean, the card as of right now is like 15, 20. Another card that you're going to want to pick up is the Gloria Horace Yimseri, I believe. And this one, we're going to zoom in right here. This one's quite a big deal. And we're going to be moving to that shortly. But this card's a little weird, because when it barely came out, it wasn't that expensive, but then it saw a high rise on price, and then now with the reprints, it's kind of iffy. What I mean by that, I seen price ranges of $12, which is, in my opinion, an excellent price, and I bought a whole playset at 12. I'm not too sure if it'll go less than that, but the highest point is about $20 that I seen it. If don't buy it over that price, because it's too much, I suggest you get it at the prices that I'm letting you know, because that's the lowest that I seen them on. And sometimes TCG, don't follow the trend, because if you follow what trends or you follow what's popular, you're gonna be stuck like a common what is it called, a common citizen, like just a peasant. And like, what do you mean by that? Well, if you learn anything about society, popularity doesn't necessarily mean it's the correct way. It's just something that's popular, but it has nothing to do with what's the best route or it's a good thing. It's just popular. It doesn't mean nothing. So a lot of people go to TCG, but I've seen other places where they sell the cards significantly cheaper. Like I was saying, Yimseri, I found it in other stores. TCG, a lot of the product in TCG is too expensive. You could get it a lot cheaper. I bought a playset for $12 each, so that was pretty good. And then you have the Superstar Slayer. When they barely came out, I think they were like 18, and that's what I got mine at. And then they saw a $35 increase. I seen them at 40, but to be honest with you, they were sitting more like 35. With this reprint, the cards are sitting somewhere around to 12 to 15 bucks. Be careful not to overpay for some of these cards. Now, SP Little Knight is one of those. What's the proper word I want to use? It's like make the deal or break the deal. Like it's a big iffy card. Let me explain what I mean by about that. This card is one of those big expensive cards that people are not able to have on their deck. Now some people can afford it, but it's still a hefty sum to pay. It was like at 100 to 150, seen price points of like 180 at some point. So this card has seen quite the value stick on it. But now with these reprints, what makes it iffy is people are not sure whether to buy it or not. They're waiting for the price to go low. But to be honest with you, And I know everybody says I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm no exception. I'm no financial advisor either, but I can just tell you the facts, like if the sun's out or the moon's out, I could just tell you that. So the facts here are the card seeing the lowest price of $40. So if you can find this card for less than 40, buy it, or if it's at 40. Now, some people have been buying this card, believe it or not, upwards, and I'm talking about the reprint, $50 to even $70. I've seen people buy this card, so don't make that mistake like other noobs. I advise you to try to keep it 40 or under 40, and you might be wondering why. Because this card is low-key broken, and it's played and staples in a lot of the decks, and it can't help link to monsters, and then you can banish a card if you use any extra deck monster for material. You can banish a card, but then you can attack the turn. But it has so many interactions, and then you can send material to the graveyard, especially with Dark Magician. Like, it has a lot of cool synergy. Like, if you guys have seen my duels, a lot of other channels don't show you, but when they pop Eternal Soul or they do something to get rid of my field, I trigger SP, and then if I don't want SP to get banished, I just select 2 monsters on my field, like 2 boss monsters, and I banish them, and then at the end of the turn they come back. So it escapes the Eternal Soul destruction. It escapes a lot of things. You can also use it to remove your opponent's monsters, to keep them locked in a loop in case you can't get rid of a monster or something. You can wait till you get better resources. There's a lot of stuff that this SP Little Knight does. If you can put her to work, like make her work hard, and she does miracles. She does great. You just gotta know how to play her. So because of that, how easy it is to make it a Link 2, and then all the effects that it comes with it, and then just how it adds to your board with negations, interruptions. I would say the cards well worth its price, and I bought one for 40 myself. But if it goes lower, get it at lower. But I mean, that's the lowest that I've seen them on. Be careful when you go into the higher price range, because what you don't want to do is wait until the card gets printed quite some, and then people notice the card's good, it has a lot of play, as it should, and it's gonna go up to 50, 70, and then you're basically playing close to the original print. So what was the point of the reprint? So that's what I encourage people to be careful, because a lot of people wait, and that's something that always happens to me. Like, I buy a lot of cards for cheap, and then people wait until they're expensive, and then they try to buy them from me. But I can't do that. Unless people order stuff from me when they're cheap, then yeah, I could do people a favor and save some cards. But other than that, I buy cards and then I resell them when they go expensive, because I buy and sell Yu-Gi-Oh. And yeah, this is one of those cards. And then you got the Sinful Spoils. And to be honest with you, yeah, this card had a really high price. And with this reprint, I think it's like 15 to 20. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes a little bit lower. So those are your options. Those are the things that you have to look at and decide what you want to get. There's a lot of cards that I didn't talk about, but I don't really care about them. Everything's just related to Dark Magician on my channel. So we're going to take a look at something else, and that would be the Horus engine. So on here, the walls of Tomb, or what is it, the fuel spell card, it acts like a King Sarcophagus. Those are like $3, and then the King Sarcophagus here, the spells, which is the main key card that lets you play everything. Those are seeing prices anywhere from $3 to $8, so those are your price ranges. And out of all of these cards, most of them are $1 cards, all of them except for Imseti, Glory of Horus, and I already talked about him, remember? So he's seeing a price point of $12 all the way to $20. Now you're gonna have to make a financial decision and either invest on some of this or just get some for the deck. But take my word for it, because you see my channel, all the negations, interruptions, and stuff that I go through. And Horus is a must staple in a Dark Magician deck. A lot of people don't know you're not supposed to XYZ or Link or any of the Horus monsters, because when they're on the field they have broken effects. So what you want to do is keep some Horus monsters on the field, and then extra Horus monsters, make them into links and XYZ. But you always want to keep some Horus on the field because they have broken effects that let you get cards back to your hand, let you draw cards, let you destroy cards on the field. And then what the King Sarcophagus, it protects your Horus monsters. Like, you want to make sure you have the engine healthy and working on the field together with whatever deck you're playing. In my case, with the Dark Magician, you can see it on my channel how it plays. It's pretty sick. I don't play the whole package, I just play the small engine. And what plays well for me, like that I've seen, even the small package works, and everybody else does it too. Anyways, it's not a big surprise. They're just playing one King Sarcophagus and then 3 Imsetis, and then everybody just plays one Happy. And that's pretty much it. You can add more to it if you want, or less, it doesn't matter, but you gotta have at least the 3 Glorious of Horus, and then 1 King Sarcophagus and 1 Happy. So you have the 2 Horus monsters on the field. One of them protects against the destruction, the other one pops cards, and then King Sarcophagus protecting monsters. And then, as you already know, when it attacks once per turn, you can pop a monster on the field. So there's a lot going on, and then that doesn't even count the rest of your cards. You can have SP Little Knight with Dragoon, with Dragon Knight, plus another 2-3 negates on the board, and you can XYZ into like Hopinger number 38, and you're gonna be having a lot of negates. I play it together with the right hand. You can come see it on my channel, and it's nasty. It's like 12 to 13 negates and interrupts on the board, and it's easy to set up. It's really easy to get 9 like nothing. So the Dark Magician deck is finally keeping up, finally doing its job. And this is just one engine. We're gonna be talking about another engine. Here we are, and this is the Toy Box engine. Now this one's been out for quite a while, and people have been trying it. Now I tried this engine myself, and I won a lot of those. But whenever you go top tier and they negate the effect of Toy Box, because the first one here, this is the proper ratios that everyone plays it at, and nobody has any issues. You can play Toy Tank and Toy Soldier at higher numbers, but to be honest with you, this is all you need. I tried it, it works, zero issues. The only problem is when you go against top tier decks and they're negating the Toy Box effect. So basically these cards are worthless because you can't trigger the effects or nothing. Then at that point, yeah, it becomes dead, and then your opponent outpaces you. So this is why I was saying that Horus is a lot better, and you can incorporate the Toy Box into the Horus with the Dark Magician, because what the Horus does is when they interrupt or they destroy, if they negate or interrupt anything they do that interacts with the Horus board, it has it fires back. There's like penalties. There's penalties for what they do. The Horus cards say if they do this, do this. If they do that, do this. If they do that, like anything they do, the Horus monsters target that situation, and it does a fire back. Like it fires back on them. Some of these engines like Toy Box, they don't. They don't. The only thing that this interacts with is when they attack you, it can come on the board and it can protect you. But then in reality, you don't need that effect. In reality, what you need is to come onto the board, because you're requiring to use the material to link XYZ or do a bunch of stuff like that. You're using it for bodies, not for protection. If it was true that you were using it for protection, then people would just play Mirror Force or some of the mirror cards. But in reality, you're not playing it for that. You're just playing it for more bodies and making more play and extending your play. So you can play Toy Box. The Toy Box is cool because it's $1 a card. I've seen them for less, like Toy Soldier, Toy Tank. They're I think like 50 cents, something like that. But it's pretty cheap to get it, and this is the ratio: Toy Box at 3, Toy Tank at 1, and then Toy Soldier at 1. So that's pretty much it. I covered a lot. Next time I'm gonna be covering the QCRs and the quarter century rares, because there's a lot of them that came out, and then we need to see the value of the other ones. I'm gonna leave it in the poll for you guys to decide if you want me to keep doing the market value. And I think this set is so cheap that I can give a Toy Box engine away for free. I haven't been able to do any giveaways or anything because I've been busy. You can see on my channel I'm squeezing videos here and there because I don't have that much time like before. But I'll leave it in the polls, and you guys decide if you want me to do market watch. And just remember that I target Dark Magician related cards. So with that having been said, you guys, God bless, take care. Hopefully you liked the video. Remember to comment, leave a like, and then subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. And with that having been said, you guys, Dark Magic Attack.